What do you mean by tomorrow? It's already done, you have no option. I'm your daughter, for God's sake. Don't forget you are not my real daughter. Vine tears up and she looked down. She is not his daughter. Her father died when she was 5 and she was 15 when her yourself comfortable in the house, Jungkook said as you hesitantly look around the place. His house was not that big but still big enough for 2 people. You live alone? Yes. Why? Is there any problem? No, it's just... Her breath hissed as she turned around and looked at him. He was standing so close looking at her with that face which makes you feel weird. You avoid his eye contact. This house is big and... You heard him chuckle and look up at him. He's smiling so with that bunny teeth and you look at him confused. Relax, why are you so afraid? I'm not gonna do anything. Yoon gulped as she looked at his eyes, his dark eyes yet so soft. Now go and change your dress, you might be uncomfortable in this. Yoon nodded her head, she is uncomfortable in that long gown. Where is my room? You mean our room? Jungkook said, and damn, his voice make you uncomfortable for some reason. Yeah, our room. First one on the right side. He smiled softly and Yoon nodded her head and moved to the room. Yoon opened the door of the room and it was dark. She opened the lights and looked around the room. Giving awful vibes, it was black, all black. Everything in this room is black. Yoon gulped and moved towards the bathroom and closed the door. Soon after, Jungkook came into the room and sat on the bed. Yoon soon came back from the shower and dried her hair, not knowing someone is watching her every moment. Yoon sighed, putting her dryer on the table and turned around, but her eyes widened. You are so beautiful. Jungkook husked in her ear and she backed away a little from him and blushed as he reached his hand on her hair and slid her behind her ear, looking his dark eyes with her as she looked down. You seem uncomfortable, why? I don't know you, the marriage, all these things happen so fast. So there will be a time you will get to know me. Don't be afraid, I'm a nice person. He said his last word in her ear and she shivered. He put her hand on her shoulder. I know. Oh, do you? Do you really? He husked more closer as he trapped her between his well-built body. Yoon was going to fade if he said another word in her ear. Yoon looked at him and her heart pounding fast, and soon Jungkook burst into laughter. Oh my god, Yoon, you are so cute, he said and pinched her cheek lightly and she looked down embarrassed. I was teasing you, Yoon, you are so scared. Yoon didn't look up at Jungkook, lifted her chin and looked at her. Cute, he murmured as Yoon blushed again. Yoon moved from there and sat on the bed, covering herself with a blanket. Jungkook chuckled and moved towards the bathroom. And Yoon slept peacefully, not knowing she is sleeping alone in the room. Yoon woke up and felt a hand around her waist. She opened her eyes and looked. She still for a moment. Jungkook was peaceful, oh so innocently. His cheeks were squeezable, not like last night, piercing at you with the dark black eyes of his. Don't you think it's creepy to watch people in their sleep? She flinched and moved away when he opened his eyes and looked at her. Oh, he is back at it again. Yoon rushed out from there and obviously she can hear his chuckles. Yoon was busy making breakfast when Jungkook came and sat down to look at her. It smells nice, he said, and Yoon looked up and smiled. She served him breakfast and they ate silently. What do you do for a living? Yoon asked as they ate breakfast. Jungkook looked at her, his expression darkened. Your dad didn't tell you? No, actually he didn't. I didn't even know your name. He just told me that you're getting married tomorrow. Oh, well, I work as an assistant in Mr. Han company. Oh, they finished their breakfast and Yoon washed the dishes. She turned around as Jungkook was about to open the door. Are you going somewhere? Yoon asked confused. Jungkook stopped and looked at her, then walked towards her slowly. I have some work, I will be back. But didn't they give you holiday? My boss called me because there is some urgent file I have to do. I was busy these days, but now work is important. Jungkook said and Yoon nodded. He smiled and leaned forward, pecking her cheeks. Don't miss me too much, I will come early, he said and winked at her. She blushed and looked away. He smiled and moved out of the house. Yoon was placing her clothes inside the wardrobe when Jungkook came and looked at her. Are you done? He asked and Yoon turned around and looked at him. Almost. Do you want something? She said and turned back to put her clothes inside. She bent down to put on the clothes but froze when she felt hands on her waist and felt breath on her neck. If I want something, I will have it anyway. You don't have to ask, he said and kissed her neck lightly and backed away. Yoon sighed. Why is he acting like this? She didn't turn around and kept doing her work. Yoon was happy Jungkook was not like her father and he was too sweet except for the fact that he loved to tease her every time. But you didn't get annoyed by it now. One moment he is looking at you like you commit a sin and the next moment he will be showing you his funny teeth. Yoon walked downwards as she looked around but couldn't find Jungkook. But stopped when she peeked into the kitchen. There he was standing in the kitchen and wearing an apron and he looked damn focused as he cut the vegetables. She looked at his arm as his vein popped out when he grabbed the capsicum and started cutting. But what caught his attention was the way he was cutting. He looked damn professional. Where do you learn cutting? Jungkook flushed at her sudden voice and accidentally cut his finger and hissed. Be careful. She moved towards him to look at his finger but he put his finger in his mouth and sucked on it. Yoon furrowed her eyebrows but didn't say anything. My mom used to teach me all these things. Where is your mom now? Jungkook looked at her and then looked down. Dad. Yoon's eyes widened and she put her hand on his shoulder. I'm sorry. You don't have to. She deserved it anyway. Yoon was taken aback. She didn't expect it. Jungkook looked at her and smiled. Yoon's heart started beating faster but Jungkook started laughing. You are so cute, Yoon. I was kidding. Such a scaredy cat you are. Jungkook shook his head and looked away. Somehow his word always creeped her out and his action more. What are you making? She said, changing the topic, and Jungkook looked at her. Bibimbap? Oh. She helped him and they both made food and ate it peacefully while watching TV. Jungkook, let's go outside. Why? I'm in mood for some ice cream. Princess, I'm working. We will go later. Jungkook said without looking at her and Yoon pouted. Okay, then I'm going alone. Jungkook looked at her and raised his eyebrow. It's 10 p.m. Then come here and sleep. No, I'm going. And who said you are allowed to go out? Jungkook said deeply and Yoon froze in her tracks. And why can't I? Baby, I told you I will take you out, but not now. Yoon sighed and moved towards the bathroom and locked it. Jungkook's eyes peered at the door, which is now closed. Yoon came back changing her clothes and lay down back facing him. Jungkook looked at her and smiled as he put his laptop aside. And lay down and grabbed her wrist and pulled her towards his chest. Her breath hitched, eyes widened. Jungkook, is my princess angry? No. Good for you, he said and kissed her neck. Yoon bit her lips. You were busy. Not now, princess. What happened, princess? Yoon ran a stretched hand in her ear and looked at him. I don't know what to wear. Oh, princess, don't worry. I have already arranged everything for you. What? You didn't check the changing room? Yoon shook her head and Jungkook dragged her to the changing room. I have a surprise for you then. Yoon moved inside and looked at the dress hanging her breath hitched. It was beautiful, not revealing. She smiled. Did you like it? Of course, it's beautiful. Go and get changed. I'm waiting. smiled and turned around, leaving her behind. Yoon nodded and closed the door. Jungkook was using his mobile when the door opened and Yoon came out. His eyes darkened as he looked at her. Yoon was trying not to look at him as she got ready for the party. You know she would look gorgeous in that dress, but didn't know that much. How am I looking? Breathtaking. He was memorized by her beauty. He walked towards her and moved her toward the mirror, so she is now facing the mirror. You know blood red is my favorite color. Why? It has so many meaning behind it. You wanna know why I like it? You nodded and Jungkook leaned down towards her neck and attached his lips. You look at the mirror. It shows obsession, love, danger, fear and anger. Yoon shivered and closed her eyes as he sucked on her neck. Let's go before we get late, she said, and he pierced his dark gaze at her. She gulped visibly and his mic moved away from there. She almost lost her balance and took a deep breath, which she was holding too long. He confused her sometimes. She is so confused by his behavior. Like he doesn't act like him sometimes. But all of above, he is sweet, he acts caring, he is romantic. She is glad that she found him. Someone like him. At the party, Jungkook and Yoon reached there and Jungkook's hands was on her waist. As he kept her closer like she will run away. As they enter in the hall, everyone's eyes landed on her. Jungkook glared at everyone who looked at her. It was Jungkook's boss party. His son come back from abroad, so he threw a party and said to bring their partners. So Jungkook being his assistant, he knew he is married, so Jungkook had to get angry with him. Yoon looked down as she saw everyone's eyes on her. It was a theme party, black for men and red for their partners. And Jungkook made her wear that red dress, but now he is regretting because she is shining at the party. Oh, Jungkook. Jungkook looked at his boss and smiled. Sir, he is my assistant and he is one of the best assistants I have got. He is too much talented. His boss said, looking at his wife, and his wife smiled. Yoon felt a kind of pride that her husband got encouragement. You are looking really beautiful. Thank you. Yoon said shyly and Jungkook smiled too. Enjoy the party, everyone, he said in his cues and served. Jungkook take her to one of the tables since he knows she didn't know anyone and he don't want to leave her alone. Here, I don't drink. It's not drink, princess, it's cola. Oh. She said and take it from him. Jungkook smiled as he gulped down his whiskey, eyes on Yoon. Her cheeks flushed as he looked up at him and saw him staring. Jungkook, come here for a moment. Jungkook looked at his side and nodded. I'll be back in a second. Yoon nodded and he walked away from there. She drinking peacefully when someone sat in front of her and looked at him. Alone? No, I'm here with my husband. Oh, since he left you alone here, wanna have some fun? Yoon gave him a bored look and continued drinking. Come on, don't ignore me. It's better if you walk away from here, she said, getting irritated, and she don't know anyone here, and Jungkook is nowhere to be seen. Look. Is there any problem? Jungkook sat and came beside Yoon. His eyes darkened, face cold. Nope, I will go. Sure. Jungkook said and giving him a murderous glare, and the man shivered and walked away. What was he saying? Nothing. Can we leave, please? Jungkook observed her body language at the way she hesitated before speaking, and he smiled lightly. Sure, princess. Jungkook took her hand and moved out from there. Both entered in the house and was tired. She walked towards her room and then to the bathroom. When she came back, Jungkook was not there. She followed her eyebrows, then she looked around the house, but he was not there either. Where did he go? Yoon walked to her room and lay down. After some time, she was sleeping when she felt someone's hand sliding up and down in her arm. Jungkook, did you come back? Yes, princess. Were you waiting for me? Yes. Where did you go at this late? Yoon said, half sleeping, and Jungkook kissed her hair. Nowhere, princess. Don't worry. Go back to sleep. I'm here. Yoon nodded and slept, kept pressing her fingers on her arm. What she didn't notice was a knife in his other hand. Yoon woke up when Jungkook was getting ready for his office. Yoon smiled and walked towards him. Did I wake you up? No. Don't wait for me today, I will be late. Why? Jungkook looked at her for a minute and Yoon gulped, but he smiled sweetly. Just office work, princess. Okay. Taking her dirty clothes for laundry. She opened the door and entered inside. She looked around, there were some dirty clothes, Jungkook clothes. She put her clothes in the machine when she was done with her laundry. She grabbed Jungkook's clothes and about to put them inside when something caught her attention. What is this? She looked closely and there were stains of blood, not big, just small ones. It was white shirt, like the one Jungkook wore yesterday. Did he got hurt? She put the clothes inside the machine anyway and washed his clothes too. After drying their clothes, she opened the door, but startled when she saw Jungkook was standing there. His face was expressionless as he looked at her. When did you come back? What are you doing? I was washing clothes. Why? Jungkook smiled and nodded. I wanted to wash my clothes too. Oh, don't worry, I already washed yours. His smile dropped, but he smiled anyway. He put his hand on your shoulder. You don't have to. I can wash my clothes. Oh, don't worry, I had nothing to do anyway. Jungkook hummed and walked back towards the kitchen. Jungkook? Did you got hurt last night? Jungkook stopped and then turned towards her. Why? Some blood stains on your shirt? Oh, it was nothing, just accidentally broke a glass. Oh, okay. Yoon walked towards the kitchen and started preparing breakfast. Jungkook was drinking water and was looking at his mobile. Whoa, why do we have so many knives here? She asked when she opened the drawer and there were so many knives. It was mostly locked, but that time it was open. Jungkook snapped his head towards Yoon. Don't touch them, you will get hurt. Jungkook warned and Yoon put the knife back but kept looking at them. It was weird to have so many knives in the house. Okay, but why did you keep those knives? You can say it's one of my hobbies. I like collecting them. Oh. A weird habit, she thought, but keep quiet. And make breakfast, not knowing Jungkook's eyes darkened as he kept looking at you. After some time, both of them sat down at the table and started eating. The TV was on and Yoon's eyes was on the TV while Jungkook was keep using his mobile. The police found a dead body in an alley. They say he was killed brutally. 5 stabs on his stomach and he had long cuts around his body. Yoon breath hitched when they saw the picture of the victim. He was the guy who talked with her last night at the party. Jungkook looked at Yoon and saw her expression. She was looking pale. Jungkook grabbed the remote and turned it off. Don't watch this kind of news, Yoon. Jungkook gave her water and she drank it. She was in shock and he just talked to the guy last night and he got murdered the same night. Why are you looking pale? You remember the guy at the party? He was talking to me last night. People get killed on a regular basis, princess. Don't need to take it seriously. Jungkook said and Yoon furrowed her eyebrows but shrugged it off. She's still thinking about the man. Now stop thinking about him and finish your meal. Yoon cleared her throat. How did he know she was thinking about him? Where are you going? Yoon asked as she was about to sleep, but when she turned around there was no one and Jungkook was about to open the door. I got a call from the office. I need to go. It's urgent. Again? Yeah, you know my boss. He's strict at work. When will you come back? You asked too many questions, Yoon. I will come back now. Go to sleep. He said softly and kissed her forehead. When Jungkook walked out, Yoon closed her eyes and slept. Found Jungkook behavior a little odd, like he is hiding something. Whenever she asks, he always say office. Sorry, even at midnight, he is not sleeping beside you. Who work at midnight and whose boss calls them at night? But she never pays attention. But one thing that is always on her mind: is he cheating? Am I not good enough? Does he go at night to meet his girlfriend? You were afraid that your husband might be cheating on her. Yoon was lying. Jungkook is sleeping beside her while closing her eyes. It was one of the normal days, but you were wide awake. Your mind is not letting you sleep. She heard some shuffling beside her, but didn't open her eyes. Jungkook going again? Is Jungkook going again? She heard the footstep and the front door of the house open and close. Yoon opened her eyes finally and walked out of the room slowly. She wore her coat and shoes. Now or never. If he's cheating on her, she is not going to stay with him for one more second. Opened the door and walked out and started walking, but Jungkook was nowhere to be seen. His car was parked. It means he didn't use his car. Then where did he go? She slowly walked towards out, not knowing where Jungkook disappeared. It was getting dark when you saw a figure in all black. He was walking not far from the house. You looked at his appearance, might be a random stranger, but what caught your attention was the shoes. Oh, come on. Anyone can wear those brand shoes. Jungkook is not the only one, right? But she kept walking behind him, but at a good distance. The figure turned in the alley and Yoon gulped, but something caught her attention. The same ring Jungkook wore every time. It had a snake which is completely stuck on and she jumped back in her bed and closed her eyes. Jungkook, did you get hurt last night? Jungkook stopped and then turned towards her. Why? Some blood stains on your shirt? Oh, it was nothing, just accidentally broke a glass. Yoon heard as the door of the room opened and closed. Her heart beat faster as she waited. She felt the knife tip on her face and she felt something wet drop on her face. And the tip was wet and she started shaking badly. Princess, I won't harm you. Open your eyes. Yoon opened her eyes as she felt the tip pressing towards her neck. So curious, kitten, are you? Jungkook, leave me, I'm scared. Oh, my princess is scared. But why didn't you think before? She was sleeping alone. Was it a nightmare? Yoon moved out of the bed and walked towards the washroom, but froze when she looked at herself in the mirror. Blood dropped on her face, the night even playing inside her mind. And she looked closely. The blood was dried on her face, but there was something written on her face with blood. JK. Her breath hit and she clutched her hair. Her breathing becomes uneven. She washed her face again and wiped her face, crying. She ran out of the bathroom and looked around the room. She changed her clothes and ran down the stairs and opened the front door, but froze when she saw Jungkook standing there. Jungkook's face was cold, his eyes was dark, no bunny smile anymore. He took a step forward and she took a step back. Going somewhere, princess? Jungkook shook her head, taking a step back, and she started shaking again. Jungkook kept walking his step towards her, the smear plaster on his face making him look completely psycho. Yoon stopped when she felt a counter behind her, and Jungkook grabbed her before she ran away from him and trapped her in his arm. Yoon started crying and said, "Leave me," she yelled, and Jungkook glared at her. "Please, Jungkook. Relax, I will never hurt you, I promise, princess. Don't be afraid of me like this, you are hurting me." "No, you are crazy psycho. You killed him." He was screaming, "You killed him, or a crazy psycho monster." Jungkook took the knife and Yoon watched him Edwin move with fear in her eyes as he again started tracing the knives on her curves. "Why did you kill him?" "It gives me satisfaction. The color of the warm blood coming out of veins enhanced the beauty." Yoon's heart dropped. What is he? Why is he doing that? Jungkook, moved the knife away from me. "Princess, I'm not going to hurt you, even if you are the last person in the world. I do kill myself, but not you." Yoon gulped as Jungkook looked at her eyes. "You killed that guy, right?" Which guy? I killed too many." The guy who was talking with me that night." Oh, that one? Yes, I don't like when people look at what's mine. You're crazy." "I know I'm princess, but what can I do? It's an addiction. Once you will do this, you will get addicted too. I will not do something like this." He keeps saying those words, but she knows she can't live with a psycho killer. Why are you like this, Jungkook? Why do you kill people for fun? Jungkook took a deep breath as he was hugging Yoon on the sofa. She was not too much comfortable, but still, she let him hug her because she don't want to make him angry. I was always not like this. Do you want to know what happened? Who I killed first? Who? My mom. Yoon stiff in her place, but Jungkook ran his soothing hand on her back. Where did you learn this from? Cutting. My mom used to teach me all these things. Where is your mom now? Jungkook looked at her and then looked down. Dad. Yoon's eyes widened and she put her hand on his shoulder. I'm sorry. You don't have to. You deserve it anyway. My parents were not in a good relationship. My dad was nice, not too much. He was an alcoholic. Actually, my mom don't like it. She tell him to come home early, but he works drug and work. Then my mom cheated on my dad, thinking he was cheating on her because he don't come on nights. Actually, he was just working in his office. When my dad got to know about it, he shouted at her. He filed a divorce, but that old lady was sick in the head, and one night she killed him with a knife. She used it professionally, just like cutting some vegetable. He chuckled and Yoon's breath stopped. She was not breathing, just listening to him. And I saw it all. I was just 12 at that time. I saw how my mom manically kills him. When I was about to run away, she grabbed me and tried to kill me too. So I took the knife and stabbed her 5 times in her chest. That's when I lost all my sanity. I got some kind of satisfaction doing that. And then I started killing for fun, he said and pecked her cheek slightly and she flinched. Don't be afraid, princess. You know I won't kill you. I love you too much that I won't let anyone hurt you, not even myself. Yoon tried to move away from him, but he gripped him tightly. Jungkook, please leave me. Let me go to my house. I can't stay here, she said and looked down crying. Jungkook looked at her softly. Yoon, the way I love you, no one will do. You are safe with me. I'm not, please. I love you, Yoon. Look at me and tell me, did I ever do to hurt you? Look at him and saw tears in his eyes. She shakingly wiped his tears. I have no one except you, Yoon. I finally got someone. I like you so much. And he burst out crying, and Yoon panicked and hugged him tightly. Don't cry. I won't leave you, okay? Promise? I promise. She cried and Jungkook held her back. But what she didn't notice was the manic smack on his face. Yoon, are you ready? To ask. They are going to business party again. His boss loves to throw parties every now and then and rich people. Problem? Yes, I am, she said and she came out of the bathroom. And Jungkook was stunned to see her in a black dress which was hugging her knees. You always stun me with your beauty. Yoon blushed and looked away. Jungkook chuckled lightly and they both made their way to the party. Now you saw some familiar face because it's the second time. Jungkook was beside her all night. Jungkook ordered some wine and started drinking it. You look at Jungkook. She wanted to try to drink. She wanted to taste how does it feel. What happened, princess? Can you order one for me? Really? Sure, he said and Yoon nodded her head. Yoon took the glass and drank. It tastes yuck. She made a weird face and Jungkook chuckled. Gosh, you are so cute. I love you. Yoon looked ahead. People were dancing and Jungkook started talking to someone. Yoon walked towards the crowd wanting to forget everything and forget that she is in a cage with a psycho, forgetting that her husband is a killer. She started dancing lightly to the rhythm. She was feeling light. She didn't notice that someone placed her hand on her waist until he pulled her back against his chest roughly. She flinched back and she pushed him. The guy looked at her shocked, but she was not worried that someone touches her. Her eyes fall on Jungkook and his eyes were dark with anger. His face clenched. You looked back when Jungkook took a step towards your direction. Run. What? Run if you love your life, she said, but it's for too late. Jungkook grabbed the guy by his collar. No one noticed it. Everyone was busy dancing. And you know what happened? The next day, guy was found dead in one of the washrooms. She was terrified. She tried to distract herself, but she couldn't. She tried to think her husband is good, but couldn't. She can't kill anyone who lay his eyes on you. It's not good for him. It's not good for you. She wiped the tear off her forehead and moved down the stairs. It was night. Jungkook was nowhere to be seen. She walked down shakingly. She is continuously having dreams. Nightmares. She knows why Jungkook is out. And Jungkook locked her in the house and didn't notice first, but you noticed everything. Now this house don't have any escape place. You are caged here. This house is big, but even the windows are iron ceiling. She reached near the kitchen and opened the cabinet and took the knife out and stared at it, and she zoned out, not knowing someone opened the door and now standing beside her. What happened, Yoon? You didn't sleep yet? She flinched back and hid the knife behind her. Relax, it's just me. Yeah, it's just you. What? I can't take this anymore, Jungkook. Princess, are you alright? You look pale. I'm not when I'm living with you. You know I love you. Don't you love me? You said you love me. I did, Jungkook. I didn't know your reality then. So you can't accept me being a killer? No, I can't. I tried, but I told you I will never hurt you, Yun. You look at him as Jungkook put her hand under her chin, and the pain increased as the blood come out of her mouth. Start losing consciousness. And I told you that not the even death can apart us. He said, and you then understand what he did. He manipulated her so that no one can love her, and she killed herself. He promised he won't hurt her. But he didn't say that he will manipulate her enough that she will kill herself, and they both died in each other's arms.